Good evening, friends. Welcome back. Tonight we'll be partaking in one of my true loves in the soft drink space, sarsaparilla. Oof, it's not a flavour that many people enjoy. I think it's called root beer in America. But yes, I have a deep and abiding love for sarsaparilla. That's glorious. Anyway, I have great memories. My auntie and I used to be the only two people that liked sarsaparilla at Christmas time. And so she'd buy a 6-pack of sarsaparilla and we'd just smash it ourselves. Always good. It's been a couple of days since I played. I do travel a little bit for work sometimes, so usually that's the reason I'm not playing. I did play a couple of wonderful games of Dragons of Stone whilst I was on my trip. And I played through the North Vale expansion, some of it anyway, and that was nice. I didn't get to play any Doom Crawler, which is the other one that I'm looking at testing out soon. But I found a copy of Eternal Decks last weekend, and it's been very hard to find in Australia, extremely hard to find, and somehow I just walked into one of my local game stores and there it was, just sitting on the shelf. So I said, I'll have that, thank you very much. Snaffled it up, quick as you like, and that was great. Now, I played through my traditional practice run before streaming, and I'm actually not sure that it's going to be a good fit for me. I'm not sure yet. I'm always willing to give games a couple of tries. I'm not one to just ditch a game after no tries, no real game. Sometimes you know the meat of the game doesn't happen until you get into it. But what I will say is that I really appreciate the design of this game. Even if I don't necessarily think it's going to be for me, I think it's a really clever design. It's maybe just too abstract for me. I think I need something a little more, I don't know. Let's go over to the board anyway and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So welcome to Eternal Decks. This is a game where you are trying to add to your individual player decks to extend your game. In the solo version of the game, we play as these three little golem guys. Here they are. Golem Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. And these little guys have some different rules to the normal game. So what I'll explain is the normal game first, and then how these little guys differ. So normally each player has their own deck of starting cards, and each player is assigned a colour, and these decks that you start with are 1 to 5 in the same colour. And the objective of the game is to collect stars. I should caveat that. The objective of the game in the first scenario is to collect stars. And you'll see these stars in various positions on the board. We've got one here, a couple up here, one here, and then there's also one down here. So these stars are collected through doing things on the board. And once you've collected enough stars, you win in this first scenario. Now, the only thing you do on your turn is you choose a card from your hand and you play it to one of these locations, and these locations are called the field. So in the field, we've got 3 rows. This field row is the mountain, this is the cave, and this is the camp. Now, each of these rows has a basic rule about placing cards, which is that you may only place a card next to another card that isn't the same colour or isn't the same number. those are called the general card placement rules. So if I placed a green 1 here, or a green 4, I can't then place another green next to it. That's not allowed. I also can't place another 4 next to it. That's also not allowed. However, each of these locations adds a new rule, to these card placement rules. So the camp, no extra rules, it's just what we've described. Can't place the same color, can't place the same number. The mountain means you must start in ascending order. So I could place a 4 here, that's fine. However, I then cannot possibly complete this row because we know that our starting decks are 1 to 5. So if I placed a 4, the next card must be higher, which is a 5. It also must be a different color. So once you complete a row, you take one of these decks. Now these are called Eternals. Wonder where the name comes from. And what you do with that Eternal is you flip it over and it becomes an Eternal that you've regenerated or restored or done something. And you take their deck. Now their deck is listed down the bottom. And as you can see, there's a variety of different colors and numbers. But when you bring them in, they will actually go up the top here and they will add what's called a curse into the game. So in this particular instance, the Phoenix, the curse is you can't play 1s to the field. You're not allowed to play any 1s. So that rule applies to all of the fields. So we've added this Phoenix deck to, let's say, this guy's deck for completing this row. And then we basically have to continue completing these rows and adding eternal decks to our deck because our decks run out. You don't replenish your decks. They go to the discard pile and you never get them back. So you're constantly trying to grab more decks to continue the flow and give you more cards to place. Every time you add an Eternal though, you're adding a curse, and that makes it harder to place cards. There is a way to clear the curses though, and that's through these little gemstones. So if we, at any time on our turn, decide to concede one of these rules here, so this one, for example, is to concede 3 cards that aren't the same color, or 3 cards of the same color, we get to take a gem and we get to cover over a curse, and that curse is no longer in play. So it is a really interesting dynamic of we need to get more cards. Doing so makes the gameplay more challenging. But if you don't, because here's how we lose the game, if you are ever unable to do one of the basic actions, which is the following: play a card, gain a gem, or give a player a card. You can give your cards to other players, however you're only allowed to do that 3 times. Those are your 3 lives, and then you can't do that anymore. So you've got to be very judicious with your use of these cards. This is a cloth board, by the way, which is really interesting. I actually love it because it sits so beautifully on the neoprene, and it has a really nice feel. I'm not sure it would work for every game, but for this game, it's really nice. Sarsaparilla. So that's the game. Collect 4 stars, win. There's a few nuances to that, but that's the basic gist of the game. Now, when you play solo, there's a few things you can do. There's actually a story mode. So I'm open to this story mode concept. There's six scenarios that you play through in the story mode. So maybe we'll give the story mode a crack. I'll see how I feel after this first scenario. As I said, I really acknowledge the cleverness of this design without necessarily thinking that it's a design that is in my wheelhouse, but it is what it is. Let's go over and have a look here. Yeah, so here's the story mode. So you play as this witch, the alchemist and the cat, and you go through each of the scenarios and you're like finding out stuff, but you actually have a little tracking sheet that you score points on that allows you to upgrade your little golem guys and give them new abilities. So there you go. It looks really cool, but I'm not sure that I'm as enthusiastic about the game that I want to play through it and dive into it. But there was a few moments in my first playthrough where I was thinking, I can see the appeal here. So anyway, let's give it a crack. We're going to start a playthrough of Eternal Decks, and we'll see how we go. G'day, Tom. And so we'll put out our starting decks for each of our little golems. Now, you notice these little things above my golems, they're actually called communication discs. And in the normal game, you use those to tell other players what you are considering doing. You're not allowed to communicate with other players and tell them what you've got in your hand. I'll tell you what, the art style is great when you flip the little guys over. So this is them, but we need to revive them, and here he is. They look really cool. Yeah, so these are communication discs, and in the normal game, you use those for informing other players what your plans are. But in the solo game, you can actually discard a communication disc to draw a card from your deck. In the story mode, those actually have different rules. So the communication disc lets you draw one card from your deck, add it to your hand for the red golem. For the green golem, it allows you to give a card from your hand to another golem by using the thing, and then play a card ignoring all curses for the gamma golem using those discs. So, but in the normal mode, it just allows you to draw a card for all your golems. So we're just playing normal mode for the moment, and we'll see how we go if we like it enough. Okay, so let's just reiterate again down here. So when all we do on our turn is we place a card, and it has to abide by the restrictions of the field that we're placing it in. The general restrictions being can't be same color or same number. And then for the mountain, we need to go in ascending and so on. So let's look at our cards. All right, so here's some little things that I've figured out. 5 is the highest value that we have in our starting decks. So when we deploy on the cave, we need to put a 5 here, and we need to put a 1 on the mountain, which is our most likely way of guaranteeing that we'll be able to finish those rows. The camp is, you can place anything. Now with the placement of cards, what we need to be ensuring is that each golem finishes one of these rows to get an extra deck added to their decks. So we can't just have one guy finish all the rows, because then he's got 1,000,000 cards and no one else has got cards. So we need to be very considered in that placement of those cards. So we're starting here with red. This is my little token to tell me which person's turn it is, because it can get a little confusing at times. So check me, make sure I do it right. Cool, so we're going to start by placing our first red card. Now there's no curses in play at the moment, so we can just place cards wherever we want. This mountain has to be in ascending order, so we're going to place that there, which is very nice. Okay, so at the end of your turn, you replenish your card, and we now have a red 5. So the green golem's turn. I've got 2 choices here. I could place this green 2, and I could put it here, which is perfectly fine. However, I don't then have a 3 in my yellow team, so I'm then relying on having a 5 there. That could be okay. The other option is I do have a 5 here, so I could start a green 5 on the cave, and then we could move to a yellow 4 in the middle. However, we then can't place a red here. So I think what we'll do is we will go the green 2 here on the mountain. We replenish that card. We now have a green 3. We go down to the little yellow golem. So I know this has got a red 5. So we just look to finish the row, I think. So again, it has to be ascending. So we've gone 1, 2, 4. That's totally fine. It's still ascending. You don't have to be 1 for 1. So yellow is completed. And now we move back to here. And we're going to finish that column, or that row rather, with this red 5. So what happens when we do that? We get to choose an Eternal. Which Eternal do we want to take? We can take a Phoenix, a Mermaid, and a King. So the restrictions that come into play is the Phoenix says you can't place 1s on the board. The Mermaid says you can't place 4s on the board. And the King says you can't place 6s. Now as it stands, we don't have any 6s. So the King seems like the logical choice. So we'll take the King and we'll add that deck to our hand. So the person who completed the row is going to put that on the bottom of their deck. The King is a cool monkey guy. I'll show you the card art. Look at him. Woo! What a legend. So the King has been revived and he goes up the top there with his curse now in play. This deck we shuffle and we place on the bottom of the person who completed the row, the golem, and we draw back up to 3 and that's their turn. Now here, these all slide across, and now to complete this row, we need to place 5 cards. And so this is where the game is sort of really quite clever and quite interesting, is because I've now only got 4 cards in these decks. So I need to get both of these golems another deck. Has to happen. So we'll do this. We'll take this 5. Now remember, the King says we can't play 6s. So we're on the green golem, so we're going to play here on the cave. That's our highest value that we have at the moment. And then we're going to come down here. Now unfortunately, we don't have a 4 and we don't have a 3. So if we were to play a 2 here, we're preventing ourselves from finishing that row. There is a little caveat to that. There is a special card called a rare card, which you can play. They count as any number and any value and any colour. However, we don't have one of those. So as it stands, I can't place a yellow there. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a yellow down here on the camp. The camp rules are just general restrictions. So we're going to go like that. And now we'll move into the 5 and the red 4, which goes there. Okay, that being yellow is possibly problematic. Now here, I can go this green 3, because again, we're descending. And then we can complete this yellow 2. And so we have now got a second person. Remember, we couldn't play 6s. So now we get to add a new Eternal deck to the yellow golem. So this is where we start to get quite challenging. So this is, you can't play 5s and 7s in the field. This is, you can't play 2s and 8s. And this is, you can't play purple cards. Now at the moment, we don't have any purple cards. So I think we'll take the vampire. And here he is. I want to suck your blood. We shuffle the vampire deck. And we do actually draw a card from the vampire deck, which goes onto here. These are discarded to the discard pile. These slide across. So this is it, right? This is the game loop. But as you get more curses, it gets more and more challenging to play cards. So we need to complete this row with this player. There's no placement restrictions other than you can't have same colour or same number adjacent to each other. So if we were to place this red 3 here, we will then be okay. Yep. Okay, so we've got a yellow 9. So remember, no purple cards, no 6s. Okay, so I'm going to place this green here on the mountain. That's a 1. So that's done. And now we'll go here to the yellow golem. So we can place this yellow 1 in this position. which is fine. And now we've got our first vampire card. It's a red 8. That's nice. That'll be probably go on the cave. So at this point, we can look to discard a card for gems. So the gems have, as I said, 3 different colours, 3 of the same colour, 2 of the same number, 3 of the same number, a 1, a 5 and a 9, or a 1 or a 9. We don't need to do that yet. We don't need to prevent purple cards from being played or 6s, because right now I've got no 6s in either deck and I've got no purple cards in either deck. So we don't need to do that right now. Okay, so we played the green one there. We're now down here, so we don't want to finish this row. So instead, we'll probably start with this 8 here at the cave. And we'll draw a card. There's a blue card, blue 3. So maybe I should have waited there and played this 9. But I think I'll play the red 2 up here to the mountain. No restrictions on reds. Oh, cool. So that's an ability card. I'll explain what they do in a second. This is the last card placement for this green golem. But fortunately, it does unlock an eternal deck for the green player. So we can take the Minotaur, the Medusa, or the Kraken. Release the Kraken. So I think we'll go the Minotaur. So his rules are you can't play blue or hybrid blue-yellow cards. As it stands, we only have one single deck which has one blue card, which is this card right here. We have rescued, oh, here's the Minotaur. Look at the Minotaur. Look at his card. Brah! What a cool guy. The art style's wild. So there's the Minotaur. He's right there. What a champion. So his deck, because we have no cards, that's actually fine. We still draw up to 3 cards. And we're now down here. Okay, so we cannot, I repeat, cannot play that blue card here because of this restriction. So there's two options that we can do. The first is you can play a card to this area down here, which is called the river. It doesn't matter what the curses are, you can always place a card in the river. When you gain 5 cards in the river, you take one of these river rare cards, they're called, and they're the wilds. So they're wild colour, wild number. However, if you take too many river rare cards or too many goes in the river, this is the second game over mechanism. You draw this card and you lose. So we don't want that. So we'll keep that 3 there. Now what you can do, however, and we probably do want to start looking at clearing off a crystal or 2. So we do have 2 3s right here. So we could use those to take this gemstone and allow us to play purple cards or 6s. But again, it's not really impacting us at the moment. So maybe we're better off playing this 3 here, a yellow 3. And then we could move into this green and then red 5. Yep, okay, so we'll do that. Some decks, including is that the Vampire? The Vampire, they actually have rare cards in the decks. So we actually have a rare in that deck that we've just drawn, which is great. Perfect, we're going well. So this card, this is called an ability card. I'm going to play this. No, I won't play that, but how they work, they're pretty simple. If you get them, you place them here, and when you collect 3 of them, you gain a star. The A Eternals only have those types of cards. The B and C Eternals have cards that give you abilities as ability card, which is pretty cool. Again, I acknowledge the cleverness of this design, whilst also basically acknowledging that it might not be for me. All right, where do we want to go? So how many cards have we got left in this deck? We've got 5. This one's probably 6 maybe. 1, 2, 3, no, also 5. And this one is 4. So it would be nice to get the yellow golem, a replacement deck. I need to place 2 cards. However, the only way to do it would be to use my rare card. We go this 5 here, and then we play the river rare, or the vampire rare. All right, let's do this. We'll play the ability card there. That doesn't get us any benefit other than that. There's a yellow 5. That's a 159. I've got to take that, I think. That's very uncommon to get those 3 cards. So I think we'll take that gem and that diamond, which would be nice. Yeah, cool. This is actually supposed to go here, by the way, but that's fine. I definitely would like to try it multiplayer, but I don't think it would land for my group that I play with. This just isn't our sort of game. I think Mossy would enjoy this, so I might try and convince her to give it a crack. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so what did I do with that guy? Yeah, I just placed that yellow 3 there, didn't I? Yes. No? No. I just placed the yellow 3 there from him. So it is this guy's turn, isn't it? I'm very confused now. Oh, thank you, Navi Paints. Oh, that's right, I played the king card. Cool. Thank you, mate. Yes, I do a lot of fun things with my free time. I paint toys, I play with toys, and I do lots of cool stuff. So it's nice to be able to share that, and it's nice to have some people enjoy it. Got a lot of cool plans for Kingdom Death in the future when we get the new content out, and I've done pretty much every release that comes out. I paint it and I film it and have an amazing time. So easily my favourite game. Yeah, I placed the ability cards to king card. That's why I was confused. I was like, where's my card? Cool, so the next turn for him is going to be that gem. So here, if I place this 5, so these multi-use cards, they can either be a red or a green. You decide what colour you want it to be. In this instance, it doesn't matter, so we'll just place it as a green, but it can matter, so multi-use is pretty cool. The Minotaur, there's a 9. 2 9s there's annoying. Alright, so I'm going to play the river rare here. It's not a river rare, it's just a vampire rare. And those get discarded into the discard pile, and we can choose the Phoenix or the Mermaid. So right now, we've still got this Minotaur's rules in play, which says you can't use blues. There's 5 blues in that deck. The King says you can't use 6s. There's 2 6s in the Phoenix's deck. No purple in either, but we are about to get rid of a gemstone. So I think we'll take the Mermaid. We'll shuffle that deck and we'll place it under this. And I'm sure you're starting to see where the name Eternal Decks comes from, because you are constantly regenerating your decks and trying to make them eternal. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We've achieved our first star. We might have achieved it when we placed the first Eternal free, but we have. So, we're back to this golem. I'm now going to do this. I'm discarding a 1, a 5, and a 9, which is what you need to discard for this one here. When you discard that one, because it's the hardest one to get, you also get a star. We've got 2 stars. We've got this gem. I'm going to cover over the blue one, so we can now place blues. When you get a gem, you actually place your cards here in the river. So yeah, now the downside of doing that is the King is now only got 4 cards left. So we really want to get the king a deck, and we need to work towards that. It's likely going to be the camp, I think, because I've got a lot of cards of similar values. I've got 9, 8. I'm a bit annoyed that I had to play that 8 there, because we have to be descending order here. Yes, all right, so we probably will try to finish the camp row, because we've got this purples and no 6s, and we've now got no 4s in play either. Okay. So I don't really want to place down here. Do I place the 3 in the river rare and then give this guy a rare? All right, have to be ascending order. We'll place this 9 here in the camp, and that's going to be a green. A red 1. So we can't place 4s, 6s, or purples. We can place blues now. So let's place this blue here on the camp. Oh, another rare card from the vampire. Has he got 2 rare cards in his deck? He does. What a legend. Oh, the vampire's awesome. So 8 and 9, they're all terrible. We can't play this 4. So we'll play a 9. Yeah, we'll play a 9. We're allowed to play 9s here. And that means I can play any one of these, because we're allowed to play 6s and 4s and reds. So I think, yeah, I'll just place a 1 here. A red 1. And now I'm going to start the next row up the top, the mountain, with a 1. So we're still fine on rules at the moment. Okay, so it doesn't matter what I play, any of these is fine, except I can't play a 4. And I think I'd like to keep that 3 for the mountain. So I'll place this 8 down here in the camp row. So we've picked ourselves up a new deck from the bottom row. And what did I say I was going to take? The Medusa? Can't play reds. That's bad. I think we'll have to take the Kraken. Can't play greens. Alright, might be gemstone time. Here's the Kraken. Look at him. That's cool artwork, man. Oh, sweet. Alright, so the Kraken. Release the Kraken. Okay, yellow 5's good. Alright, so right now I can't place these multi-use greens. What I can do though is discard this 9, which is a single card, to clear that off. So we can play greens again, which is great because most of my decks are greens. Okay, we're down here, so it's proving difficult to find ourselves a 7. I don't think I've got any 7s. Oh, the mermaid's got some 7s. I've got a 7, and then I can play a 5, and then I can play a 2, but I need this to be a 1. So what have we played? This is the Minotaur. Have we played a green 1-2 yet? So I think the rules say if you want to play on hard mode, you're not allowed to look in this deck. No. So there is a red 1-2 there. So if I play my rare card here, that can count as a 7. And then I can play this yellow 5 here. And then we can play a green 4 or a red 4 and a green 2. and we finish that row for the Minotaur. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll play this as a 7 of blue, because we're allowed to play that. Yep, great. We go up here. We play this yellow 5. So we can't play 6s, we can't play purple cards, and we can't play 4s. So we'll place the 5 there. Oh, cool, 7. Look at that. That would have been useful. And now I can't play 4s. That's the problem that we've got right now. So if I discard these 2 4s to place a gem, that would eliminate that rule. Ooh. Or I could play all 3 of these as the same colour and get a gem in that way, which is probably a bit easier to do, a bit harder to do. Eliminating the 4s. The 4s seem to be the problem at the moment. That would just mean I would need to play this green 3 here, and then we can finish that with 2. I would probably like to get rid of that purples one because we're about to grab a purples deck. Alright, I'm going to place a gem. Cool, so the first thing we do is we discard this. We take a River Rare card. Then these all go away. Then we place this. We take this gem for 2 numbers. We're going to cover over the purples. Oh no, that is lucky that I drew that. I suppose we're fine. So this card is a Minotaur's special card. This lets you replace any one card that's been played in the field. So I could pick this up and put it over here on my rare card, which is probably not a terrible thing to do actually. I might do that. But we're here. A green 3 in this location. So we've gone 8, 7, 5, 3. We just can't play 4s or 6s at the moment, so we're fine on that front. This golem, little red boy. So I can't play a red 3 here, even though that would probably be my preference. I also can't play a green 4, because I can't play 4s. I could discard 1, 2, 3 different coloured cards, and take that gem and allow me to play some 4s. That might not be a bad plan. It's hard to get the same coloured ones, and it's hard to get the 3 numbers of a kind. You need to use the rare cards to do that, is what I think. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So these go 1, 2, 3. And we've discarded 3 different colours. I'm now going to cover over the 4s so we can use 4s again. Oh, that's nice. A 4, a 2, and an octopus card. So just going over here, the octopus's rule is add any 2 cards currently in the river to your hand. Very cool. And the Minotaur, yep, that's fine. Cool. So there's lots of really interesting decisions, right? It's a cool game. It just hasn't quite clicked for me. Maybe it will. We'll see. So that was him. So we're down here. So we probably play this. Actually, what I think I might do is I might take this Minotaur card and take the rare card. And we just work elsewhere. Yeah, I like that plan better. So I'll place a green 2 here. We move up to here. I can place 4s now, so I think we place this 4 here. Yep. Okay, and we move to this guy. So he'll use the red 2. So we're fine on that to finish the middle row. And we can either take the ghost or the skeleton. Both of them are very bad. The skeleton is you can't play 2s and 8s, and the ghost is you can't play 5s and 7s. What an absolute scumbag. I think we'll take this ghost, can't play 5s and 7s. Oh, I've got 3 5s out. No, I think we'll take this skeleton. What's the skeleton look like? Woo, he's dancing with his hat. Dude. All right, we've got our 3rd star. So the skeleton will get shuffled. This slides across. Place this here. Okay, so all of our restrictions at the moment, we can't play 6s, 2s and 8s. What I've done here is I've given myself this 3 of the same number, so I can wipe that off next turn, which I would like to do. A red 5. All right, now we probably, so the way that you win the game in solo is slightly different. So in multiplayer, you just need to collect the stars. That's it. Collect 4 stars and you win. This is like an intro scenario. In solo, you need to complete all 6 gems as well as gain the 4 stars. So we gain a star from freeing all 9 Eternals. We gain a star from completing all 3 of these bonus action cards, activity cards, I can't remember what they're called, ability cards, from the 3A Eternals. You also can gain a star from completing this bottom row a 4th time. This is called the 4th lap bonus. So if you complete this row a 4th time, you get this. And the last way to get a star is that, which we already did. So we're probably comfortably going to win this because I don't think that this introductory scenario is designed to be challenging. So we might try scenario 2, but we'll need to read it because it's confusing. Okay, so we played a red 5 here. So we'll move up to here. Can't do descending. This is take any 2 cards from the river. Can't play 2s and 8s. So I'll play this ability card, take any 2 cards in the river. I'll take the 7 and the green 4. Sure. You can have more than 3 cards in hand, but you don't draw up cards at the end of your turn. I'll discard all 3 of these cards into the river. Oh look, we get a river rare. And the reason we're going to do that is we're going to complete 3 of the same number, and we're going to wipe the 2s and the 8s. So we need 3 of the same colour. It's probably these 3 purples now, isn't it? Or we could actually play these 3 blues / yellows. So we can't complete here. I don't want to complete here. So let's just start down the bottom. We can play 5s, yes. We can play blues. So up here, we probably just clear that last gem, don't we? Yep. So 3 of the same colour. Down the bottom, clear our last gem. Stop the monkey. We can play 6s. Yeah, HLWY, it's been pretty tricky. As I said at the start, I've just walked into my local game store and there it was. No clue how they got it. I didn't ask, I just picked it up, walked to the counter and paid for it straight away. But I might be selling my copy soon, so just send me a message. Okay. So, our 2 things we need to complete, 6 gems, 4 stars. So we're very close. That's a 9. And I can complete that row. He's the one running out of decks. So we'll go a 7 here. We can play purples, so that's fine. We draw that here. Here, we don't want to start in the middle, so I think we'll just go a yellow 3 to there. Can play 6s. and here, so we'll complete this top row and we'll unlock the Phoenix. It's actually, so I'll show you, because I've got this, but here's the, it's actually both. It's got a Japanese thing on one side and an English on the other, and it came with 2 rule books, Japanese and English. So the original print has both. Cool, so we got the Phoenix Eternal. There's the Phoenix rising from the ashes. We can no longer play ones. And we have no gems to stop that from happening. No more ones. Alright. So all I need to do now is either unlock the last 2 Eternals, get the 4th lap bonus from here, or complete all the A Eternals. The A Eternals is the easiest one to do. They've all got the ability cards. So if we just play the 3 of those, that unlocks the last star that we need to complete this stage. Cool. So the easiest way to do that is just go through the decks. That's not helping us, the 4th lap bonus. Yeah, I suppose. We'll go there. You got a 1, you play the 1, I reckon, in that spot. Play a blue 6 down here. There's a blue 7. I think a green 3 will be fine in this location. Oh, we can't actually play 1s. Alright, I forget where that was. Mushroom head here. Okay, well let's play this instead. That's basically the same as a 1, but not a 1. Okay, so now we'll play that. Green 3. Yellow 3. We'll go red 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's asking for some trouble. We've got a 7 and an 8 and a 9. We've got a rare card. Okay, we'll play the 5 there. Oh, there's the next one that we need. We're close. We're close. 4 here. Matt, I found it at a shop. I don't know how. I just walked into my local game store. It was at Sandgate, Albion. I can't remember the name of that suburb. It's on Sandgate Road. Vault Games, Clayfield. Clayfield's the suburb. I just walked in there. I just popped in. Mrs. and I were getting a Boost juice. And it was just sitting there. Thank you very much. Just don't know how they got them, but yippee-ki-yay. Okay, so this is a 6. This guy will play up here. This is a 7. This gets us a life back, but we don't need a life back. We'll just play that 9 down here. The Medusa means we can't play red or green cards. Can't do anything about that. Yuck. And that was the bottom row. So I think we play a blue 7 here, because that's fine. There's nothing we can do with this person, because I can't play reds. I'd really like to play a red here, but I can't. So I will discard this red 8 to the river. You're always allowed to discard cards to the river, even if the curses are in play. What's the Phoenix got? He's got no cards other than reds. Oh, no. Come on, Phoenix. Is he the A one? Oh, we've got to get through his deck too. Oh. All right, well, let's give... we can use this, can't we? We're actually probably in a little trouble here. Maybe we'll be okay. Can't play that 1, so we'll play a 4 down here. This 7 situation has proved problematic. So I'm going to play this 7 here. I need to get through this Phoenix's deck. So I'm going to give this player a card. So we do that, I'm going to give him this red 9 by spending a heart. So you can give another player a card. Be the ability. Yes, we're going to win. Come on. This guy's going to get us our heart back that we just spent. This guy's going to play the red 9 down the bottom, which is fine, I'm pretty sure. Yep, so he's going to take a River Rare card. Thanks, mate, appreciate that. We're back up the top. We play this as our last ability card. We get our 4th star, and we have completed the game. Well done. Well done, team. And that's Eternal Decks. I don't know what to say, really. It looks cool. It plays easy. Maybe it's just not complex enough for me. I'm not sure. I think it's the abstracted nature of it. I really like the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. And that's kind of what this is. It's like a trick-taker, sort of. It's weird. All right, let's have a look at scenario 2. Let's see what scenario 2 is called. So it's called stage B. So the win condition changes. You need to gain 4 keys. The win condition for each stage is to gain 4 keys. Once you've gained a key, place it in the key acquisition area. What is the key acquisition area, you say? I don't know. But we're going to play Ghost Town. That's the second scenario. So we need to revive 4 B Eternals. Okay, cool. Well, let's set up stage B, Ghost Town. We have the Star Stage card and the Stage B card as shown above. What? I'm so confused already. We need to revive all 4 Ghost type Eternals. You'll gain 1 key for each B Eternal. When you revive the first B Eternal, move the selected B Eternal to the B Eternal placement area. Okay, I'm very confused. So the stars that you add purple cards to your hand in this next one. Okay, well let's try and set it up. Let's just do that. We'll do that over here and we'll see. It's confusing, but I'm sure we can handle it. There's so many things I like. I love the cloth board. I love the cool art style. The decks are made out of really nice cardboard. The tokens are really chunky. The aesthetics are really cool. That's about all I can say. Okay, so the Eternals go there. All right, interesting. Place all 4 B Eternals in the top row. Okay, how do I get the solo version of this scenario set up? Changes to stage B. Change the cut. Cool, all right. I like that. Okay, so the first thing we do is we have our little cat. We have a cat that's gone walkabout. There it is. That's the cat. And he's got one of our keys. What a legend. The ghost is one here. Okay, so we've got that. We need to put the star thing there. I was tossing up before. I was like, oh, do I play another game of this, or do I set up a game of Speakeasy? Because I keep thinking about Speakeasy and thinking I'd really like to play some more Speakeasy. And then I thought, yeah, no, I bought this game. I paid me $80 or whatever it was for it, which is crazy price, by the way, for the amount of cards you get. Oh, I've just got to give it a crack. We've got to stick with it, Deno. You can't just give up on a game after a couple of plays. The problem is that when you've got so many games that you want to play, you can actually give up on a game. You can give up on a game whenever you want, mate. It's your time. You do whatever you want. But yeah, I think maybe I'm not missing anything. Maybe this is just the game and it's just not a good fit for me. Maybe that is the case. And that's fine, that can be the case. I sort of feel like if I'm trying so hard to like it, maybe it's just not right for me. Got a mushroom head, better than the rest. Mushroom head. Alright, so that's all set up. So we've got my green golem in the middle, got my red golem up the top, got my yellow golem down the bottom. So yeah, for this stage, we set up, where's the other rule book here? It's got some pictures in the back, I think. No, maybe it's in this one at the front. There it is. So Ghost Town, we're going to go standard mode, BBBBB, CCC, AAA. Okay, cool. They've got a 4-sided dice, by the way. That's how you decide which Eternals you're going to play. 4-sided dice. Because there's actually multiples of each Eternal people, so. Okay, that's the bat guy. There's the bat guy. That's the king. That's the mermaid, which is that one. Minotaur. This guy. Kraken. Release the Kraken. Skeleton. Phoenix. And the Medusa. Okay, so in this scenario, this one, which is the second scenario called Ghost Town, that's a D, that's a D, that's a D. Okay, so there's 3 C scenarios, or C guys. So we're going to roll a dice, and the one that I roll is going to not be included. Okay? So C1 is not going to be included. So the Medusa is out for this mission. So we've got the mummy. The mummy's a new one. And row C happens in the middle. Row A happens at the bottom. Oh, we'll do a roll for A as well. So A4. All right, well, we've got A1, 2, 3, so that's cool. Kraken. B1, B4, C2, C3, B2, A1. All right, so there's keys here, and we need one more key. Small box. Oh, I keep telling myself all these things that are good about it. Purple star cards. All right. Oh, what are these for? I might need one of these. Ghost Town. No. No. There's a mission called Gatekeeper. Dragon. Labyrinth. There's a mission called Labyrinth. Dragon. Star. A nature star. It's a dragon. That's cool, man. I don't know. There's so many cool things. What is this deck? What are these things? Why is there horn guys? What are these legends? Okay, alright, calm down, Deno. There's a Yeti and a Cyclops. Okay, so I need some different locations. So Ghost Town field cards. So the first thing we need is that a festival? Oh, it says it at the top. That's cool. Ghost Town, Ghost Town. Okay, that's good. So these are the 4 Ghost Town field cards. And place them face down in a stack in the top row of the field area. So this will change each time. What does that say? Can't play 2s, 3s, 5s and 6s? What? Lost Forest. Okay, we'll have to read that in a second. Yeah. Oh no, cards within 2 consecutive values cannot be adjacent. You must play the same colour. Go again. Purple can be a substitute for a selected colour. Wow. You must play the same colour. Okay, that's interesting. The 9 purple stage cards are here. Okay. That goes there. Place 1 jewel on top of the stage B card as shown above. Ah, more jewels. Interesting. Place all 4 B Eternals in the top row. Place 1 key on each Eternal. That's fine. When you gain a star, you must immediately add it to the purple star card. You must immediately add anyone. Fine. And then what is the middle row? It is the cave, and the bottom row is a swamp. No, lake. The lake, the forest, the grassland, and the riverside. So this might change how I feel. There'll be more complexity in this. Absolutely. Grassland. The grassland rules are what? Grassland. You must play cards numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, and 9. 5, 6, 7 cannot be played. Cool. Okay, that seems fine. I understand that. We have a star here. We have a star here. And we have no more stars. One here. Where's this one from? Oh, it was from that thing, but we don't have that rule now. Set up the dual stars, heart star, next and communication discs as normal. Okay, so when you gain a star, you take a purple card. There's got to be a little card for that area. There must be. There are cards for everything else. There's puzzle cards? What are these? Oh my god. Do you have to play those in that combination? Oh, that's pretty cool. That's cool. Okay. What are task cards? What does that mean? In the field, you have to play 3 of the same colour in a row. Oh man. This is wild times. That's the gatekeeper. I don't know what his go is. Okay, surely there must be one that's just got a key thing on the right side. F Dragon. It's not F Dragon. Alright, that one will be fine. So this is the purple star cards. Cool. Alright, we're good to go. We are good to go. Okay, so same dealio as before. We just play the cards into the field. However, there are some changes to the placement rules in these locations. And our objective that we need to complete to win, we'll just check the solo mode and make sure that doesn't have any other changes. Stage B, you must revive 3 Eternals before you can gain your beloved cat and the key it is holding. If you have not generated the 6 jewels by the time you have gained all 4 keys, move your beloved cat to the stage B card, just like when the B Eternals are revived. Okay, so that's pretty much the same. And with the Ghost Town, when you revive a B Eternal, they actually go here. Okay. Move the key to the key acquisition. Dual recipe needed to remove the curse for the Eternal is only 1 card with the number 4 or any 2 cards. You may not use any of the dual recipes from the regular dual area to remove the curse of a B Eternal. And reviving subsequent. Okay, I understand that. You win after reviving all 4 B Eternals. Great. Let's crack on. Red, red, red. Red, red, red. 2, 3, 4. 2, 5, 3. And 3, 2, 4. Okay, so we just can't play 5s and 6s down here. This is where the A Eternals are. So they are pretty good generally. That sarsaparilla was delightful. 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay. So the vampire's bad. So what's the strategy here, Deno? Normally the strategy is one from each colour. So if you put a 5 here, you could then put a 1, but you couldn't put the other one. So basically you can't place in this row at all in the first round until we get other cards. So I need to get red cards. So I need to try for this one here, I think, and I need to get the Minotaur. Okay. So, well, the king would be fine. 9. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's try this. We'll go a red 2 here. We will go a green 3 here. And then we will go a yellow 4 here. Okay. And now we'll go a red 3 here. So we're going to take the king. King's going to be revived here. We can't play 6s. There are no 6s to be played. When you do that, this gets discarded now, and we have a new location rule. And this is the lake. Ah, okay. So you've either got to place you've got to follow this colour sequence. G'day, Una. I really enjoy Black Rose Wars, which is by Ludus Magnus Studio. And at the time that Blood came out, it sort of basically felt like you go for Blood or you go for Grim Coven. They felt very similar. They've actually kind of gone quite different paths now, and I've watched a number of playthroughs of Blood. I haven't backed it, but yeah, I keep coming back to that page and thinking maybe it is for me. So the answer to your question is I haven't bought it yet, but I might end up doing it, and it does look cool. I'm just not sure if it differentiates itself enough from Grim Coven. Maybe it does. It's gone for more of like that carnival theme, that jestery sort of theme, a bit more Darkest Dungeon and that. It looked cool. Yeah, I should really go and have another look at that Game Found and check in on it. Yeah. Good question though. Whose turn is it? Yeah, we just got this guy's thing. Okay, so now I can go for this middle row of Minotaurs, and I do want to do that. I want to go 5 here with a green. And now I have to sequentially order, so yep, so yeah, I hope it is good. I feel like it will be. So we'll go this 1 here. I know this is going to be a 5, so I can play a 5 there, and then hopefully the king will work, so that's cool. So let's play this red 4 here in the middle, and then okay, so if we go green here, that means our next card has to be a yellow. So that's going to work okay. Let's play this 5 up here. So so that's at least 2 numbers apart from that. So that's okay. Then let's play this yellow 9 here. Okay. Another red. So this green, we may have to play this into the lake. Yep. Sorry, into the river. So I'm going to play this one into the river. And then I'm going to play this 3 here. We just can't play 6s at the moment, so that's fine. These ones all had to be the same colour, and they had to be 2 apart. So we're fine on that. So we've completed that row in the ghost town. Yeehaw! But now, who do we want? I feel like this purple one, there's only 1 6, but it's not playing 5s and 7s. That's punishing. Oof. That one's can't play purple cards, so I don't think we want that one. So yeah, we'll take this one. So right now, we can't play 5s, 6s, and 7s in the game. Oh, that actually goes here. And we get our first key. To clear that, we just need to play a 4. Okay, that's good. Do we have a 4? No, we don't. Okay, so that was that guy's turn. So we're now here. Yep, so we have to use a heart. Oh, what do we got here for placements? What is X? They all have to be the same number? If that's what that means, that's cooked. If that is what that means, that is absolutely cooked. There's got to be an investigation. Someone's got to be accountable for this. That's outrageous. Fog. Where is fog? Oh, that'll be in the other one. What about lake? Yeah, you must play cards in the following order. Perfect. So that one's right. Fog. You must play cards of the same number. What? Okay, well, how do I get... What number do I go for? He's got 2 9s, but I'm pretty sure I discarded one of those already. He's got 2 2s. Got a 2 there. Ooh, this is bad. Okay, well, I have to give this guy a card right now. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to give this dude a card. Then, with this guy's action, I'm actually going to discard that to wipe this 6 rule off with the gem. That was his action. So now here, he's going to play this yellow 2. The yellow 2, g'day match fixer. The yellow 2 is allowed to be played there. We can't play 5s or 7s at the moment, is our only restriction. Purple cards are wilds. Okay, so now we're here. So now I can just discard a 4 to... So this gem here is discard a 4. So I'm going to do that. Discard a 4 to wipe that off. So this little ghost is a doofus. I don't think that ability card does anything in this scenario, does it? Where do they go? Eternals. When... maybe it just generates you a star if you play all 3 of them. So I'll just put them up there. Okay, so that was played there. So now this guy can go in the middle with his green 1, because we can play 1s, and it's not the same colour. So now we're fine 2 sevens there. So that's not much help to us. Maybe we go for 3s. Oh, this is hard. I scored 312 in Sweetlands the other day. It's on my channel if you want to go watch. Great game. What are my plays at actually? I'd have to check. I played a lot of Sweetlands. Sweetlands and Speakeasy have been absolutely on fire. 15 plays of Sweetlands I'm at now. That's pretty cool. And Speakeasy wouldn't be far behind. Yeah, Sweetlands 15, Speakeasy 10. So I'm happy about that. I've gotten good value out of Speakeasy. But I might take the Minotaur with his 9s. Yep. Can't play blues or yellows. I have played some chess in my time. I used to play a little bit of chess. 4, that's nice. 5. And replace any card. Okay, I don't have a single yellow here, but you can play a purple. There's nothing stopping us playing a purple, so we will play a purple. That counts as a yellow and also bypasses this problem, which is nice. However, we can't play 2 purples in a row. So the next card we need is a red. Yes, I think we're going to go for 9s in this top row. So let's play this 5 here. Red 5, so the next colour needs to be a blue. I don't have a blue. Can I go somewhere else? Do I want to play 4s across here? Oh, I might need to get some river rare cards, maybe. Okay, so what about if we use the Minotaur's card to take this 4 out, and then I can play 2 4s to wipe that Minotaur's ability next round. That will be fine. Okay, so this needs to be a blue. We can't play blues, but I can play this 9, but that then stops me from doing that thing. Okay, so let's play 9s here. So we're now trying to get 9s across this row. Oh, yes, a wild card, come on. I love a wild. All right, this yellow 8 might be fine in the middle. So we're counting down from 8s there. Okay, there's a 9. Excellent. Excellent. So that was this guy's go. Okay, so we're going to discard these 2 4s. Sorry, they go here when you discard those, which means we get a rare card here. And those will go to discard this blue thing. Okay. So I think this is the hardest one, and this is the one we've got to work towards. So let's take that 9 while we can. I don't recall what that symbol is, but I think it's a good one. We'll definitely take that 9. So we've got 3 9s now. Okay, deck's looking a little thin down here. I know the king has got 2 9s, and I know the Minotaur's got 2 9s, so there's enough 9s left to finish that off. The problem is that the ghost only has 1 purple 9, and I'm pretty sure I've played that already. There is a rare card, but that's already there. So I need to play a blue card here. The ghost does not have a blue card. So I might be playing this ability card. So that ability card in solo is different. That lets everyone draw a card, I believe. Draw one card from each golem's deck. Yep. Alright, so I'll play that ability card. Purple 2, so that can count as a blue, which is nice. Okay, this is looking more problematic than I thought. So no 9s there. So this is a red, which means it has to be a blue. So I can't play that. I'll just play this ability card to get that out of the way. So I'll play that there. I don't think I've played any others of those. No. So that's here. Okay, so I probably have to... None of them have got the 9s. Okay, so I probably have to give that card to someone else so they can finish off that row, because I know he's got another 9, but he can't be the one to finish that row. Alternatively, we make that the blue that we need. We go for the Phoenix. That could work. Phoenix says you can't play 1s, but I don't think I've got a lot of 1s in the deck. So that's blues. I don't have any other blues. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that option. So that's counted as, that's a red, which means that's a blue. So this next card needs to be a green. I'll play this green 8 here. I've got no curses in play at the moment, so we're fine on that. We'll take the Phoenix. Like the legend of the Phoenix. Can't play 1s. We gain a star. Now let's just check. When you gain a star, you may immediately add one purple card of your choice to your hand. You may only choose from the remaining purple star cards. So, does that mean that I can add it to any hand? Probably not. Okay, the Phoenix's ability card. Alright, I think we'll take the 9 purple card. That seems good. That's there. Okay, so can't play, oh, and this goes on the stars. So we can't play 1s now. The lake also goes away. And what have we got next down the bottom? We've got the forest. You can't play cards that are adjacent to each other, I would guess, from that little picture. That's in here. I'm sure once you wrap your head around these things, it would be pretty straightforward. You cannot play consecutive numbers. Okay, fine. So who are we at? We're at here. So we can't play 1s. So if we play this yellow 5 here, that doesn't help us. If we play this red 3 here, this is getting dangerous, dangerous. Then we can play this green 5. I really need this to be a red 9. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, well, we go green 6 here, then we need 5, 4, 3. If I can clear that 1s. Alternatively, we need a 9 here. So we can play the 5 there. We can play the 4 there. And I can give him the purple 2. All right, let's do that. So we'll use a heart to give him the purple 2. It's a red 8, doesn't help me. I'll now play this 5, yellow 5 here. Nothing's stopping me playing a 5 or a yellow. Then we'll play the red 4 here. Okay, so the purple 2's going there. Come on, Deno. Okay, so is that a 9? It is a 9. All right, so we play that there. Purple 9, nothing stopping us playing purples. There's another red 9. Okay. So now we play this 2 here. So I think we have to take the mummy because can't play yellow cards seems a lot better than can't play green or reds right now. It's just greens actually. So I've got mostly reds and some greens. Yeah, I think we take the mummy. Okay, so the mummy gets shuffled. Not being able to play ones from that phoenix is awful. All right, so how can I clear that is the question. There's 2 1s. Whose go is it? It's here. So yeah, so he takes the 9, the red 9. We clear that row as well. Oh, need to clear that row. That slides across. The cave remains the same. So I think we take the skeleton, get our second key. This slides across. The skeleton goes here. This gets shuffled. So the current skeleton rule says can't play 2s or 8s. And the fog's gone. Yeah, Jerry, it's certainly growing on me a little bit. It's quite abstracted. I think it would be great as a multiplayer game. That's where I think it's probably at for me. So I might try and play this with Mossy. She might like it, she might not. Okay, so he just gained the Eternals. So I need to either do 2 cards or a 4. I don't have a single 4. What I do have is not 3 colours are the same, but I do have 3 different colours. So maybe we're going to clear that yellows thing. Okay, I'll play this ability card here. That's 3 reds. So I could wipe both of those. That's dangerous though. She's a maniac, maniac on the floor. 159 is such a hard combination to get. So I could right now try and do that. Okay, I've got to read the festival. The festival says, when the festival is active, the following ability is always available to all players. On your turn, you may play 1 or 2 cards to any field. That's the same as the camp placement rule, so that's an easy one. You can play 2 cards on your turn. Oh, this guy can't. So I'll play a 7 down here, and it's a red 7. So there's nothing stopping me playing reds, it's 1s, yellows, and 2s and 8s. Okay, blue 5. 2s and 8s, so I can't play this 2. I don't have a 4. I'd really like to get a 4. This guy's got the most cards in his deck, but he doesn't have 3 different colours. So I can have 3 reds to take that gem and get rid of the 1s thing. Or we could just play a red 1 and a green 9. No, we can't play the 1. Oh. Okay, we'll discard these 3 reds to the river to gain this gem and clear off the 1s. So we can now play 1s. There's a nice one, and there's a 4. Nice, okay. Okay, alright. So now we can play 1s, that helps. We can play 9s, so we'll play that 9 there. Down here, and we're back up to here. So just yellows can't be played right now. So we can play this 5. Actually, I can play 2 cards. I can play 1s, and here it's just normal placement rules, so you can't place. So I could go a 5 here and a 1 here. So I'll do that. Okay, so this now is a rare card. I really need to clear that guy off. So I'm going to discard this 4 down to the river to cancel the skeleton's curse rule. Okay, I now have 3 yellows that I can't play. So we probably play the yellow to the river to get a rare card, do we? Alright, so it's any colour here, just can't be the same number. It can now be a 2 or an 8, it just can't be a yellow. So what if I go an 8 here, like a red? Alright, that's annoying. And then what if we go a green 1 there? Okay, we're fine on that front. Now this purple 1 can go here because we can play 1s. Okay, that 4's nice. How am I going to get this 1-5-9 situation? So now I can't play the yellow, but that's a red. So if I play the 7 there, red 7, so that's green, red, that's fine. No restrictions on 7s. And then we can play a green 6. But we're probably better off playing a green 3, actually. No restrictions on 3s, that's fine. Okay, so now, can't play the yellow. I can play the river rare, but I want to keep that, I think. So I need 3 cards of the same colour. Ugh. This guy's got lots of cards, is the issue. So I don't really want to get him a deck when this guy's got 1 and this guy's got 1. So maybe I'm just going to play to the river with this yellow 3, which you can do. Gain a river rare card. We don't draw. I need to play 9 cards to the river, so I can't play any more cards to the river, otherwise I will lose. So we can only play cards we're discarding. Oh, it means we can't turn that guy off. That's okay, I think. So we're here. So now I'm going to play a red 6 to this location. Green 6, that's fine. He grabs the vampire deck. And purple cards can't be played. But we will be able to turn that off pretty soon, I think. Okay, here. So now the festival's gone. That was nice while it lasted. So ascending order from 1 to 9, and they all have to be the same colour or purple, do they? Oh, must play the same colour. And you can play purples, but we can't play purples. How many yellows have I got at the moment? Not many yellows left. If I get the Kraken, we can probably get some yellows. What's this guy got? This guy's got all blues. The mummy's got a few blues, so maybe we go for blues. The vampire's got one blue. Oh, I actually think this yellows is a better option. We just can't play yellows at the moment. Okay, so I'll play an 8 here, which is a green. I don't remember what that one does in this game, so let's find out what the mummy does in the solo game. The mummy, oh maybe that's actually just normal. Draw 3 cards from any player deck and add them to your hand. That's interesting. Be able to add from this deck. Huh. Alright, we've got to turn off that yellows. And we currently can't play purples, but I can discard this to the river to turn off the purples. However, if I do that, I think that means we don't need to stop all the we do need to stop all the curses. Ugh, these river rare cards, man. I don't want to waste them. Okay. I'll play that to here. So that's any card, colour, any number. Excellent. Not being able to play purples is going to murder me. Are we going for greens? I don't think I've got a lot of greens now. Where's the mummy? The mummy deck. The mummy deck's here, isn't it? That's the vampire deck. The mummy deck's empty. Oh no. Okay. Can't play yellows, can't play purples. I want this guy to finish this row. He can play green 6, complete this row and get the mermaid. And maybe that means we're going for blues up the top instead. Sure. So this guy can't play yellows. Do I give a card to someone else? I'll actually use one of my abilities, a stones, to draw a card. It's a red one. How does that help us? It does not. Actually, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm actually going to discard these 3 cards. They're 3 different colours. Take that gem, turn that off. All right, we're on, I think. So we'll start by playing the yellow 1 here. Now you can do that. That card counts as being a... can you do that? Can that count as being a 0? Let's check. No, you can't. Look, it says it right there. It can't be 0, 1. Hey, that's awesome. Good work, rulebook. Says it on the back. Excellent. All right, so I can't do that. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to discard that to draw 3 cards from this deck. 1, 2, 3. It's a rare card, very nice. Okay, here. We'll play another rare card there. That gets me a heart back. I like that. So down here now, I'd probably just play a 5 red and take the mermaid deck. The mermaid says you now can't play 4s, but it does give us a lot of blues. So maybe, ooh, okay. Maybe we could play blues up here. Yeah, interesting. So if I did this, that counts as a 1, 2, 3 blue. So we're now locked into blues on this top row. Okay, we'll play this ability card to get a heart back. We might be short here. This is going to be so interesting. So we're here. So I almost certainly need to go for this cave. I can't play this right now. So yeah, if I use my communication disc now, that might be better. Okay, 2 3s is good. So I can't play 4s. This is the problem. I need to clear this. But I also need to get this off. 159. 159. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna play this river rare, or rare card rather, to the river to wipe the purples off. So we can play purples now, which is nice. Okay. So this guy's gonna play this to here. That's a problem. So we can play purples. I'll play 7. This guy will draw a card from his deck. That's a blue 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. So we're probably going to give a card. I need this guy to get more decks, so we're going to give him a card. It'll be this 3. So we can't play 4s. So this is a 6. Green 6. 3. 1. So we'll make that a red 6. Now we're here. Play this 7. Yeah, so there is a rule at the back of the book which says that if you would gain the last game over card at the same time as finishing the last curse, you win. So I think that's in play for this sort of situation. Maybe. I hope. 7. Oof. So 1, 7, 3. So I need 3 of the same number. Is this going to be so hard to get? And 159 is going to be so hard to get. Did I 6? Sorry. What did I do with this guy? I played the blue 7 there. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to play that there. Oh, that won't work either. Oh, this is a problem. This is a problem. Okay, so this guy's just going to play that to here. I don't know how else to go about this. Can't play this 4. There's no blue cards there. That you can only play 3s, 5s and 9s, so sure, we'll play a 3 there. That's fine. Okay, now I can play that 7. And now I can play that to here to get the Kraken, which gets me a star, which unfortunately I think means I get a purple card in that next deck. 4, 5. We can't play greens, so that's not a problem. And I get a purple of my choice. 1, 5, 9 from this one might be the go. So let's take this 5. Now, if I give him a card, he can use that gem, but then I can't do anything else. I got no more decks to pull on for this little green golem. I can only give one more card. However, if I get to the end of this row, then I can replenish all my hearts. So let's give this to him with that. And then let's play the red 1 to here, which gets us our 4th lap bonus to bring all those back. A green 2 is absolutely rubbish. Okay, we're now going to discard a 1, a 5 and a 9. To discard this, get a star, which gets us a purple, any colour. And I think we'll discard this and the purple of any colour. So we need 3 of the same here. So I've got a 2 and a 2. So if I take a 2, so this guy has to play somewhere. I'm not going to be able to finish this row. Oh, this is devastating. But it's actually really interesting. He could give that 4 to someone. So I do have a blue 9, but I don't have a blue 8. So maybe I'm actually better off going for the blue 8 and trying to get this gem as my last action. Play that there, hope we draw a 9. Why is this guy not no communication discs? What an absolute chump. What does the story mode let you do? So the story mode lets you use different abilities for your golems. So the red guy is give a card from your hand to another golem. I don't draw 1 card, add it to your hand, and he's play a card ignoring all curses. Yeah, interesting, interesting. All right, so we're here on this guy's turn. So I think we have to play to the riverside. There's nothing else I can do. No, we give a card to the middle guy, don't we? Yeah, we give a card to the middle guy. Let's make it a blue 5, because we know that we can play a blue 5 to the bottom. There's a blue 1. That is not what I needed to see. Okay, this guy's going to play the purple 8 to here. So that's fine. He doesn't draw any cards though. So he'll play here. 5. So we can't match the colour here. It needs to be an 8 there. That cannot be played at all. Could play it to the river. So I play that to the river. I can buy him another turn by giving him this. But that doesn't help him. I got no odd cards here. The Kraken has not. He has got a blue 9. So the Kraken's got a blue 9 in here, and the Mermaid does not have a blue 9. Okay, she's got a red 5 though. Okay, so he's gonna give a card, and it's gonna be this blue 1. So of absolutely no use to us. That gains us a star, which gets us a card, which we've already played our 9, so we can't use the 9. But it could be a 2. Oh. Okay, I think if I give this guy the 2, if this is a 9, I think we actually win. If this is the blue 9. No, oh, what's that? That's take 2 river cards. Oh, no. Take 2 cards in the river. Does that help us? No. You pus bucket. Actually, it does help us because it stops us from wiping on the river. Okay. That's interesting. So this guy will play the 1 to the river because he can't play a blue to here. And we need to be ascending order here. So this guy is going to play that, which gets him a star, and we'll take the 2 from purple. Okay, oh, maybe I've done this actually. This could be a cool finish. Draw a card. Draw a card. Please be the 9. Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. All right, we draw 2 cards in the river as our action. Yellow 9. Oh, devastating. Those 2 come in here. The yellow 9 can't be used. This guy plays to the river. We've got no more hearts left. So I can play these to get this gone, which would be the 6 gems we need, but that wipes us out and we lose because we haven't played the 9 here. And if I drew the 9, oh, it's the last card. Oh. So we fail in scenario 2. That was on medium difficulty. So how do I feel? I don't know. God, it's a weird game. There's things that are really cool, but I don't know. Is it too abstract? Is that the thing, or is it? Because the decision space is like pretty nice, but maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it just feels a little too simple. But then if it was simple, I would have won this game. Yeah, literally, if this guy had drawn the 9, this 9, he plays that there as a blue 9, which gets us the cat, which unlocks the key, and then this guy plays the 3 2s to put the gem up there. But we were 1 card short. So yeah, here's what's interesting. the order that you select the Eternals in is very interesting. And I probably was only scratching the surface of that, you know, and I also didn't look into these prior to the game. Now that I've played the game, right, you know the 4 Ghost Town ones that are going to be on that top row that you've got to get. You know the bad ones, which is all of the same number, all of the same colour. And so depending on when you see those, the Eternals that you opt for are probably different to the ones that you maybe go for normally. Like, for example, the Mermaid's got 2 7s and the Kraken's got 2 7s. And they're both blues. Hey, Paul. Oh, mate, if you want to catch up after this, I will be available, but if not, that's no problems. So I think that the choice of the Eternals is a big part of the strategy of the game. And I think with more plays, it opens up more around that decision space. I'm not sure. I might try playing through some of the other scenarios. Let's have a look at some of the other scenarios, eh? So this one's called Ghost Town. This one's called Labyrinth, Escape from the Labyrinth. So you've got puzzle cards. To set up the puzzle cards. To win, you need to complete 4 puzzles. No, I meant if you wanted to look at my setup. But if not, that's okay. Puzzle cards cannot be viewed in any other orientation. You choose which colour is being used for a puzzle. Ah, okay, 2 colour cards are powerful for that. You can only declare a puzzle is complete the moment after you play a final card. If Eternal would be revived at the same time a puzzle is completed. Thanks, Jerry. Wow, that one looks really interesting. So yeah, here's the puzzle cards. So these are obviously, you play these and you have to complete like those in that shape. Huh. So that would definitely add to the decision space of the game even further. You're not just thinking about the card, you're not just thinking about the colour and the number, you're also thinking about their placement in relation to the puzzle orientation. Yep, okay. Numbers must be symmetrically opposite. That's so cool. The amount of cards played in the row during that lap is even. The 2 middle cards will have the same number. Huh, that is awesome. Alright, what's Gatekeeper? Fight the Gatekeeper! How to gain the 4 keys. You need to reduce the Gatekeeper's hit points to 0. So you're fighting a dude. Each D Eternal has 3 skull cards in their deck. Each D Eternal has a positive impact on the players while it is in play. Huh. So here's my only, I guess, other concern is that there is a lot of rules for every single stage. Reviving a dragon has like 4 pages of rules. There is a dragon deck. They've got bonus difficulty challenges. So the Medusa can be in the riverette. What? Okay. Interesting. I don't know. I just don't know. It's probably an indication that it's not for me, because normally after I play a game that's a new game that I haven't played before, I'll just be frothing. I'll be absolutely frothing to play again. And I'm not sure that I feel that way. But I also don't feel like that was a rubbish game. I'm amazed by the design. Maybe I'll save it to play with Mossy. But I reckon you would only ever play with people that aren't hardcore gamers. I reckon you'd only ever play the first scenario, and that would get a little boring. Well, it's one of my resolutions for the year. Not that I do New Year's resolutions, but just my resolution was to try and buy less games and play more of the games that I have. And so far I've bought about 7 games this year. So it's going well, my resolution. This one was one of my purchases, but it was literally because I've just seen it nowhere and finding it off the cuff. I felt like I had to grab it, but I'm sure I'll be able to find it a new home if I decide it isn't a good fit for me. One game I've been looking at the last few days, well actually 2 games that I've got my eyes on, is one's Nucleum, which is a heavy Euro, and then one's Invention of Ideas by Vital Lacerda, which is another one that I have my eye on. Any feelings on those? Paul, I know you've played both of those because you've done playthroughs on your channel on both of those. I just started watching your playthrough on today on Nucleum. How is that game, and did you play the solo? Directed at anyone in general, I guess, not just Paul. Looks nice and chunky, heavy decisions, I like. Yeah, don't tell my missus I've bought that many games. She'll be absolutely frothing. No, she wouldn't. We have separate finances, so it's all good. But she would be questioning why I haven't spent that money on her. By the Legend of the Phoenix. Is that it? No, these 3. The cat goes with the witch. Phoenix. That one. Ghosty. Skeleton. I can't explain how much I enjoyed Speakeasy, and I looked at On Mars. I've got On Mars behind me, and I looked at the solo for that, and it felt like a lot to try and learn, and I haven't played On Mars in a long time, so it's gone on the back burner slightly. But there's also an expansion for that Alien Invasion, which has a different solo mode, which might be more aligned to what I want to play. Inventions looks just like really, really good. But I think this just comes from my desire to play Speakeasy and how much that game impressed me. And maybe I should just play more Speakeasy instead of spending several $100s on Invention of Ideas. Here's the Witch. There is just a majillion cards here. There's a Fairy, great. There's a Barong. There's a Pegasus. There's a Medusa. There's a Djinn. There's a Cubi. I don't know what that is. I definitely think I would get into Inventions, and I definitely think I would get into Nucleum. There's so many cards. Look at this. I am the Gatekeeper. He's got purple starting cards as well. Golems, Dragon Eggs. It's a great production. I want to like it. I really do. I want to like it more than I currently feel like I am. Yes, well, if everything goes to plan, tomorrow I'll probably be back playing Nucleum or Inventions Evolution of Ideas, if everything goes to plan. It may not go to plan, because I may not get an opportunity to go to the game store and buy one of those games. Again, don't tell Mossy, who would be going with me, but that's okay, we won't tell her. The other possibility is I might pack up. We'll get some Speakeasy happening. So what would you like to see? Friends, Tom, what would you like to see? What would be your preference, mate? I'm open to any of the above suggestions. Or even we could try SETI again. Maybe I was too quick on SETI. Cloth. Why are more board games boards not made out of cloth? Answer me that. Answer me that. That is just a genius idea. It lays flat on the table. The colours look glossy. It's easy to pick up cards. It doesn't scratch. Why? Why have I never seen that before? That sounds like an invention / Nucleum to me. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. Good call. And then I'll blame it on you. I did play SETI, so you probably haven't seen it. So anytime I'm learning a game for the very first time, I do a little members only stream of me learning it. So I did a members only stream of me learning SETI, and it was not a lot of fun. I didn't enjoy it, but I'm willing to give that one another couple of goes. I think I felt like your first plays are always difficult, but maybe there's more of a game there. Yeah, why is there not more cloth boards? That is obscene. Yeah, did you like SETI? Like, it was just, I don't know. I felt like the engine building component took such a long time that I got to the end of the game and I'd done nothing. And the bot on the easiest difficulty just seemed to be doing more and more things. And obviously I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, and then the aliens were cool, but what they felt like when I looked at the only two that were there, it was, here's more cubes for more points. I was expecting them to completely revitalise the game in a different way. I didn't look at any of the rules of the aliens until I got into the game. Yeah, I'm willing to give it another couple of cracks because there was aspects of it that I really liked. But it was, yeah, didn't knock my socks off, which is a shame because I was excited for it. I feel like I'm coming off a really high bar. You know, my last probably 5 games that I've played have been Sweetlands, Civolution, Covenant, Recall, Speakeasy, and they are all just some of my favourite games I've ever played. And then you could also include Old King's Crown in that list. You could also include, what else have I played that was awesome? There's been a few misses. Like, I didn't love Andromeda's Edge. I didn't love Fate of the Fellowship. So yeah. All right. So I'll be back tomorrow night playing something, and I will be pretty excited about that. It might be. I might just set up Speakeasy. Might be great. Anyway, that was Eternal Decks. I hope that playthrough gave you some insights as to whether that's a game for you. I'm not sure that it's a game for me. But it is an impressive game. I will give it that. Very, very impressive. All right, I'll catch you all again very soon. Have a fantastic day or evening.